Okay, so we're going to go to a little lighter topic for a breather, although this might cause some emotion too. So I've had this question on my mind for so long. I looked everywhere to see if Dr. Abou El Fadl has a fatwa online, but I could not find anything. It may not be the most pressing question today, but it is important to me and to so many women. I've read and heard many different responses to this, and I don't know what to believe. My question is regarding the permissibility of nail polish and prayer. Does it matter if it's artificial or just paint? I've heard some say that if someone has polish on prior to ablution, one should still make ablution and pray without necessarily having to remove it, while others have went as far to say that prayer is completely rejected if one has nail polish on prior to performing ablution. I know that Muslim businesses are capitalizing on the idea of breathable polish. Does it matter if it is breathable but not permeable? Is there something to this concept? I'm asking for myself and for my friends who feel at times a little anxious to be seen with manicured nails in Muslim spaces, especially in the mosque.
Yeah. Interestingly, I mean, for as long as I was growing up, I remember nail polish being discussed since I was 12 years old. So it's amazing. There's just certain issues that never seem to go away. Most modern, because nail polish is a modern issue. I mean, there are parallels. There are things that we can do qiyas on, but the extent to which the illah in this qiyas is the same is where the debates happen. The debates take place. So most fuqaha or ulama said that nail polish is ha'il, that nail polish is because it is non-permeable and it covers the nails and the water doesn't penetrate it, that your wudu is not valid unless the nail polish is either removed or you have the and I don't know much about this new nail polish that's supposed to be permeable other than what I've just seen. I don't know if it's really permeable or not, or why they claim it's permeable and all of that. Okay, so that's the position of most, and what that of course ends up creating difficulty for a lot of women who want to wear nail polish or want to wear gloss or whatever, because every time they want to do wudu, then they have to have it removed, and if they put it on, it becomes a struggle to keep their wudu, etc., etc. My own position on this and I've shifted positions on this. A long time ago, I used to agree with the majority position. I don't agree with the majority position, or at least the majority that I've seen in published works that I've seen. I don't believe that nail polish invalidates your wudu, whether permeable or non-permeable or whatnot. Why? Because the evidence that I have seen that Allah intended for the wudu, for the water in wudu to reach your nails is missing. So I have no evidence that isbagh al-wudu meant that Allah had a specific intent and will as to fingernails. I just don't. Yes, Allah wanted us to wash our hands. Yes, Allah wanted us to wash our face. But the evidence on exactly where the water needs to reach when we wash our face I mean, just so you see how non-unilateral or how multilateral the evidence is. If you just look at the chapters on wudu in books of fiqh, you'll find just tons, pages and pages and pages, these endless debates that I don't think are useful anymore. Because these debates used to function as sort of mental gymnastics for training jurists. But in practice, in real life, I don't see evidence that earlier Muslims were as paranoid about their wudu as modern Muslims. And I think the reason that modern Muslims become paranoid about their wudu in this fashion is because of a sense of loss of priorities. I think the more that, because there's no, if there was cumulative evidence, tawatur, that when Allah wanted us to wash our hands, Allah intended that the water wash every part of our hands. Well, we now know that when you actually wash your hands, water don't reach between your fingers. Does this mean, and I learned from healthcare people, that to make sure water reaches your fingers, you have to go like this? Well, there's no evidence that in wudu Allah intended for the water to reach between our fingers. So there is no evidence that there is a command to go like this, for instance. In other words, make sure that you wash between your fingers. Why? Because wudu is not about water reaching to this spot or that spot. It's an act of purification. You are in state of salah the minute you enter wudu. You are symbolically cleaning your sins away. When you do your wudu, you imagine that the water is cleaning your sins away. That's why we do wudu. So, this entire obsession that has been going on for years about nail polish is just unfortunate. And my feeling is, leave women alone. You know, this is such a small issue for those who are uncomfortable, and the nail polish is not a big part of their life, and they want to not wear nail polish and do their wudu without nail polish. Fine. For those who want to have nail polish and do their wudu with nail polish, may Allah accept from them, and it's only Allah, because the evidence is unclear. Anyone that tells you the evidence is clear is not being accurate, is not being truthful. Both. So may Allah accept from them. Let's leave this issue alone. Now, the part that I cannot address is the issue of community. Because I've seen in some Muslim communities, women who wear nail polish and then they're doing the salah, and then some, old hajjiyya or an auntie type, did you do your wudu with your nail polish, then your salah? And then this type of conduct alienates women from mosques, and it makes them not want to go to Islamic centers. And when the wife doesn't go to the Islamic center, the children don't go to the Islamic center. And we all end up paying the cost because of nail polish or because of the way you cover your hair. When are we Muslims going to... Jerusalem Al-Quds is lost. They're destroying the Islamic faith in Saudi and the Emirates and Egypt. Syria is bleeding. The Rohingyas, all the disasters around the world. And we are, on the case of Muslim women, because of their nail polish, leave Muslim women alone. Stop bothering them. You want to talk to them about how we can help Syrian refugees? I'm for that. You want to talk about how we can save the Rohingyas? I'm for that. How we can boycott China because of the genocide against Muslims? I'm for that. You want to get Muslim women involved in taking care of orphans in Syria? I'm for that. But you want to talk to Muslim women about their nail polish? No. That's a demeaning of the role of Muslim women. People act according to how you treat them. If you are gazing at them and engaging their intellect, they become smarter. If you look at them and you restrict the role to physicalities, they act accordingly. And the cost that we all bear, because women are the influencers of our children, the cost that we bear is the way our children grow up. Our children, so many families now, even imams in mosques. I can't tell you how many imams, people who have worked as imams in this mosque and that mosque, they have a child who is an addict, or a child who committed suicide, or a child who converted to Christianity, or a child who's an atheist, and they're all ashamed of it, and they don't talk about these things. They hide what's going on with their children, and they don't ask themselves, how are we collectively responsible for what happened to our children? We are responsible because we alienated them with minutia. They didn't feel that they can exist in Muslim space comfortably and in a dignified way. Because when a Muslim woman is there praying and she's, concentrating in her prayer and she's being moved by prayer, and then an auntie comes to her and talks to her about her nail polish, it's like a cold shower or cold water being dumped on her head. It takes her out of her spirituality. It takes her out of her zone of confidence and being and integrity. She feels very small, and she feels like, I want to get away. So please stop bothering Muslim women. And my fatwa to you is, wear your nail polish, do your wudu, don't pay the ridiculous prices for that people have created. They always end up creating a problem and then making a profit from it. The permeable nail polish with so on. Don't pay the exorbitant prices for it. That's my fatwa. For whatever it's worth.